Like, you cannot possibly stay motivated 24 hours, 7 days a week. The key to this is being consistent with your life.
Welcome to Livestream. I'm your host, Dr. Alex Plains, with my co-host, Jeremy Applegate, where we teach you how to stream your life. How you doing, Jeremy?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing wonderful today. Today was a shitty Monday.
It was a little rough. I think that has it correlates with the topic of today.
Yeah. At what point do you stop the hustle, or do you ever stop?
You don't ever stop.
You don't.
Because consistency. You have to have consistency. Even on the bad days, you got to be consistent with life, period.
So what do you personally believe that, for all you guys out there, they should be doing every single day to stay motivated and inspired for their goals and inspirations?
Look, I'm going to cross my arms on this one because you see all these social people, Instagram people, they're always talking about motivation, how I stay motivated 24/7, blah, blah, blah. That's bullshit. Like, you cannot possibly stay motivated 24 hours, 7 days a week, okay? The key to this is being consistent with your life. You know, being consistent and not breaking any kind of pattern with your consistency. I'm going to say that about, I'll say consistency one more time. Consistency.
No,
okay?
Amen to that. That's great. What you just said is so true. Like, you have this false belief, you know, on social media that everything is rosy and dandy, but in all reality, life is freaking hard. I mean, to wake up every single day, not only be, you know, an owner of a business, but be a father, inspire your team, and motivate everyone around you is very challenging. And they look at you for answers, and sometimes you don't have all the answers.
Correct.
And you know as much as they do, but you gotta inspire them and keep them motivated to the long-term goals. And, you know, Instagram and Facebook and TikTok has taught us, like, everything is great, you know, like, you can make a lot of money, you can make six figures, but how hard is it to actually accomplish that? And how many of these guys that are actually saying that are really accomplishing it? Like, I'm always curious to say, like, let me see your tax returns. Let's see how much money you really did make.
For the last 3 years.
The last 3 years, correct. And are you really doing that month after month after month? And, like, listen, I'm all about inspiring people to be entrepreneurs, but at what point are you truly considered an entrepreneur? Like, what type of longevity do you need to have in your business? Like, how long have you been doing it for? You know, I'm going on a decade. I was just last week on Anthony's podcast, and what we were talking about was such a great point. Like, I've been grinding for the last 20 years to get where I'm at. And people think that it's just easy to get here. But, you know, I did 8 years of dental school. I worked as a dental assistant. I started from the bottom. And I worked for corporate America, corporate dentistry. Then I went and opened up my first practice. And ever since then, I haven't stopped grinding. And all those people that tell you that it's going to be easy, they're full of crap, because it isn't easy. It doesn't matter if you have a doctorate degree, you're an athlete, you're a musician, you know, you own a pizza shop, whatever it is, it's going to be really, really hard to stay consistent with your day.
You and I spoke about this last night. Like, the higher up the ladder you go, the harder the job is, the more responsibility you have, the more stress you have. And that's all part of it too. You know, you get all these social people on social media, Instagram and stuff, saying, you know, own your own business. This is great. Look at my Lambo. Look at all this other stuff. It's not that. Like, you know, I don't want to say it's not sexy to be an owner. It's not sexy to be an entrepreneur. But there are serious challenges that you have to confront every single day.
Yeah, a lot of people talk about you become an owner of a business, you become a dentist, a professional athlete, whatever the case is, and you're going to have a great life and things are going to get easier for you. Actually, the more I've grown and the more offices I've opened, the harder life I have, the less time I have for my family, the less time I have for my friends, the less time I have for me. And that's one of the most important things that, you know, I had a friend the other day at the house, and he's like, where do you rank yourself on how you take care of yourself? What is your self-love? And in all reality, I'm always taking care of other people, and I neglect myself, whether it comes to going to the gym or, you know, personal time for myself or going on vacation. Like, you know, I have doctors that work for me and they're doing courses and they're going on vacation, and I'm the one grinding when it should be the other way around. But when you own a business, you have to always be there and be paying attention. A good friend of mine today told me he's at the acquisition.com workshop in Vegas, and they brought up a good point. If you were to shut off your phone and disappear for 2 weeks, what business will you have left when you get back?
Yeah. And that's what entrepreneurs need to figure out, because if it's not going to be there when you get back,
it's just going to be a job.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a job. It's just going to be a job. So what I recommend is, like, I'm always hustling. I'm always going. You know, I put in 14 hours a day. On Saturdays, I spend 3 or 4 hours a day literally talking either to Jeremy or Nick or Kevin or one of the management team members in order to continue to succeed in the business. So you got to put in those hard works, and you cannot expect quick results. It just doesn't work that way. But you got to stay consistent. You got to hustle. You got to work hard. You got to put a lot more hours. And nowadays, if you're not working harder than your competitor, you're going to be in bad shape in a couple months, because somebody else is going to fight for your position.
Yeah. Being an entrepreneur, you have to have You have to have consistency. We've already said that. You have to have discipline.
Resilience.
And you have to be a leader. I mean, you have to talk about the struggles and trials and tribulations. Who do you go to? You know, if sometimes we share, right? But who do you go to if you can't share with me? Who do you go to?
Talk to Planet Earth.
And that's what entrepreneurs run into a lot too. Like, who can you go to talk and have conversations about with respect to
exactly. That's why you got to surround yourself with people that are doing what you're doing, or doing better than you, and learn from the best. You know, if you stay with where you were a couple years ago, you're not going to be able to grow, develop professionally and personally, and that's a problem. You know, sometimes I'm driving home or I'm like lost and I don't have an answer, and I put on a podcast that's related to the challenges that I'm going through, and right there you get an answer. And sometimes these people are younger than you, or they might be older than you, or they might be in the same age range, but they're teaching you something you didn't know. So we do this podcast for free to everyone. Like, we're not getting paid to do this. We do this for free. And the reason we do it is because me and Jeremy want to help people out there and really help people get through the challenges that we've gone through. You know, Jeremy's a little bit older than me, just a tad. And he's always like, you know, voicing his opinion, and people are like, Jeremy, you have so much patience, but this is not the Jeremy that he was 10 years ago or 20 years ago. He's evolved to be this person, and he took a lot of curveballs in order to get where he needs to get. So it all comes down to training the mind, you know, learning from the best, investing in yourself, and learning from your losses. Like, I'm constantly learning from my losses every day. Every single day I'm learning from my losses.
Yeah, it's a situation where you don't know what you don't know, and you don't know unless you ask. So, I mean, we can coin that or pin that, whatever you guys want to do with that, okay? But, yeah, I mean, that's the struggle and the trials and tribulations of just life in general. Like, life is freaking hard.
It is very hard.
You know, it's
like
freaking
days
hard.
Like today, you wake up, you know, you come in a positive, you know, you're very positive about your day, and then some bullshit hits your table, or some email comes in, an employee's out sick, a patient is upset, you know, the cash is an issue, the accountant's calling you because of an issue of some tangible tax that you need to pay, and it's always all these surprises. So you need to learn how to ricochet and move throughout your day, plus still operate at high levels. You know, I'm still a full-time clinician. It's not like I go in there and I'm like managing my team and sitting behind a nice desk like this one all day. I'm literally hustling all the time, nonstop, plus taking care of my patients and giving them the best care possible. And, you know, I wouldn't change the way things are right now because I love what I do, but it is hard, and it definitely takes a certain type of mindset to get where you need to get to.
Drop the mic.
Yeah, thank you, Jeremy. So, you know, you got to constantly stay hustling. Like, if you're not willing to put in the hustle and put in the hard work, and not only work on your professional scope of things, but also personally, like I said, you have to have an iron mind. You got to be strong. If you're not strong, just stay as an employee. Don't just work for somebody that gives you all the answers and all the responses, because you're going to fail in business. And I'm being realistic here because I've done it. Like, no one is going to tell me out there that I don't know how to run a business, because I've done it, and I've dealt with the BS that I've constantly dealt with from the moment I started this. I know about finance. I know about marketing. I know about HR. I know about ordering, vendors, getting screwed over left and right by people that you trust the most. But at the end of the day, you know, you just got to stay positive and continue going. And that's where the hustle comes in. You can't give up. You just can't give up, because what other choice do you have?
there's a lot of people relying on you. And if you throw in the towel, I mean, you're throwing in the towel for, multiple people. And, you set out to create a better life for yourself and your family, right? And that's what you always have to go back to. You have to ground yourself by saying, why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I want my family to have a better life.
Amen.
Period. I mean, that's how I ground myself. That's how everybody's like, Jeremy, how do you not, want to pull your hair out and murder everybody? Well, because I ground myself and I say, I'm doing this because I want to give my wife and my family a better life.
Sure. Exactly. And it all comes down to inputs and outputs. The more you put out and you put in, it establishes the results that you need. And I heard this the other day and I was like, wow, this is a really good point. Like, people talk about goals all the time. But for me, it's raising my standard of my life and being the best father I can be, the best friend I can be, the best son I can be, the best boss I can be. That's my ultimate goal. And when I do die one day, I want my legacy to always be remembered as somebody that gave the knowledge to those around him and was the best father that I could be. Like, I try every single day to not let my kids down. And I've done it like that since even before they were born. I was always planning for them. I was always thinking about what life insurance policies, what college are they going to go to? And it's crazy because till this day, I remember how I, was planning all this, because there's no lesson in life that teaches you these type of things. But you got to put in for your family and, those around you and those that care about you. I remember when I graduated, the first thing I did was go to a car dealer and get my grandmother a car because she was driving a car that was 20 years old, breaking down. A year later, I bought them a house. Then I bought my mom a place. Like, I was always doing it for those that helped me when I was a little kid and got me where I am today. So never forget where you came from, because the moment you lose that and you become this arrogant prick, you're going to lose a lot of people around you that actually care about you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, your legacy is you want to be known as a great man, A lot of people fall victim to, I want to be known for making $100 million. I want to be known to, be the fastest man in the world, whatever. Ultimately, I think, to be honest with you, as human beings, we just want to be known as great people. We want everybody to remember us as being a great person.
The money will come. You put in energy, a lot of inputs, a lot of outputs, you're going to get results. You work hard, you're going to get results. You wake up earlier than everyone else, you're going to get results. It doesn't matter who it is. You put in a lot of work. I've seen people that are not the smartest people, and they succeed. I'm not the smartest guy. I can tell you that right now, but I put in a lot of work and I never give up, and I'm resilient as can be. Like, I never give up on anything, and you always got to learn how to multitask. You got to be able to accomplish a lot of duties at the same time, because time ticks by very, very fast, and every second has a price to it. And if you don't maximize your time, you're going to get mediocre results at best. Yeah. So always stay focused on the hustle. Listen, it doesn't matter if you have a good day, a bad day, an okay day. Just remember that you're going to have challenges. You're going to have wins, but always try to focus on your wins as well. Like, we forget to celebrate our wins. There's so many beautiful memories that I've missed because I never celebrated my wins. Don't make the same mistake I made. Enjoy those wins. Enjoy them with your family. Enjoy them with your coworkers, and learn how to celebrate them, because you never know when you might get them back. Thank you.
You're on fire. You're on fire.
I hope you guys enjoy this podcast. You can follow us at Dr. Alex A. Plains or live stream with Dr. Alex A. Plains. Subscribe below. If you like this episode, check out more of our previous episodes in live stream with Dr. Alex Plains. Subscribe below.